Hi, in this video, I wanted to start giving some idea of how we operate with clients on to develop a marketing strategy. And there's many different parts to marketing, and I'll go through them within a series of videos. And this is just one of those videos. And this is about actually mapping out the physical area. So this is the work we're doing with one of our clients, and this is the kind of thing that we do with all our clients. Actually, this is exactly what we work with. So what we do is we look at where the client's based. That's the center of where they're based. And then I've used Google Maps to draw a 5-mile radius and a 10-mile radius around their location. And then I've plotted some competitors also on the map. So any of these blue ones are home instead, the orange are right at home, and this green one is another one called Homecare Professionals. So if we zoom in, we can see within the 5-mile radius. Then what I've done is superimposed postcode areas. So each one of these areas is a postcode area, and that's labelled there. So we can see that's SS69 postcodes, SS54 postcodes. So we can see within the 5-mile area, it's split it down into postcodes. Now this has got two reasons for this. One is the physical organization of the services. We can actually start organizing teams around each postcode and developing the patches, I call them, or the field care supervisors or your teams operating in the postcode. Now, I'm not going to say any more about that because that doesn't form part of this video. This is about marketing rather than operational stuff that we work on. But for marketing, what we do is it's about targeting the specific areas you want to look at. So we've mapped out the postcodes that we're interested in for this client. And then we look at, within each postcode, we look at the demographics of the population within that postcode. So what's the population density? How many people live there per square kilometre? What is the average age of the population of each postcode? What percentage of people are over 65 years old? What are the house prices within each of those postcodes? How many people are in receipt of disability allowance in those postcodes? And by looking at that in each area of postcode, we can work out which ones do we want to target because they're most likely to have our target people in there. So if we're looking for the private sector people, obviously we want places which are likely to have a higher proportion of older people, higher proportion of owned houses, higher proportion maybe of an attendance allowance or carers allowance or some other kind. And we can get all that information from the Office of National Statistics, download it and cross-reference it by council ward, and then map the council wards over these postcodes. Once we've done that, we then decide which postcodes we want to target. And this is where we start spending the marketing money correctly. So we can then say, for example, I mean, I've not done any analysis yet for this, but let's say this is a postcode. SS94 is an area that we're interested in. And that comes out with all the stats about how useful it is. So what we do there on SS94 is I can then concentrate my pay-per-click marketing, both on Google and on Facebook and other social media paid advertising, really target it, and other social media as well, Nextdoor, for example, or places like that. I can really target that or instruct my social media marketing company, because we don't do that ourselves because it's very specialist. We outsource that. We put that down as one of our targeted areas. That means we're not wasting money spending it in areas all around here. We're targeting a very key sector. We can also then do flyer drops. So, for example, we get flyers printed and get them delivered to every single house in this area. We can actually do talk to businesses in that area. We can do networking in that area. We can do social media marketing in that area ourselves, not just the paid stuff, but the actual posts on social media, maybe in Facebook groups that are targeted in that area. So we'll choose probably 4 or 5 specific areas we want to target and really go very heavily on that. And that's the kind of thing we do with our clients. We go down to this micro level and find out. So there's actual statistics behind everything we do. And that way, the client isn't wasting their money on marketing. They're looking at a specific area. They know what they've got to spend in that area. And that's where we drive the marketing spend. And then from that, We can also then do the same with recruitment. We can judge by different areas specifically for recruitment. So that just gives you a bit of an overview of marketing in home care and how it's not just about doing adverts or it can be quite sophisticated in the way, and that's what we do with our clients.